Haiti Biz News Show, Monday to Friday, bringing you news that's going to keep you informed, engaged, and reacting in the most optimal way for your business, investment, entrepreneurial activity. Today's the 2nd of August. Let's talk about it. And of course, don't forget, all the news stories we talk about, you will be able to find on HaitiBizNews.com. All right, B-I-Z, HaitiBizNews.com. And of course, we did drop a video yesterday. That gives folks 10 items that you have to bring with you when you're coming to Haiti. It's an anu palais. I haven't done a one-on-one anu palais in a while, so make sure you check that video out. If you haven't checked that video out, it's out. It's on the YouTube page. Go watch it. You will appreciate it. Today's first news story, we have an initiative, some engagement from the Haitian government. Of course, since Jovenel's big promises of 24/7 electricity within 24 months, things have been pretty quiet. Obviously, there's been a lot of political things happening. Him being on his 4th PM, and in fact, I just had a news story just yesterday saying 21 senators are trying to try him for treason. Right. So obviously, he's been in a place where he hasn't been able to do any of his policy engagements, given everything that's going on, rightly or wrongly, wherever you fall in the opinion of Mr. JMO, right? But it is important to talk about some things that are still actively being being pursued, and the Haitian government is trying to focus on some solar farms, right? The IDB have put aside $30 to $40 million, and the Haitian government is applying for those funds. And one project is an 8 megawatt solar farm that's going to run, two projects together, an 8 megawatt solar farm and then a 4 megawatt solar farm. Altogether going to run about $23 million. And then they're looking to do some microgrids across different places in the country, and also administrative of those costs and maintenance. It's going to run another 11 mil, right? Now, what is a microgrid? It's basically hyper localized, usually solar panel driven systems that allow folks to come by, charge their items, and go on their day. That's usually what a microgrid typically entails. And sometimes, some cases, they will also try to branch off and allow folks to receive it to their homes. But that's in the rare cases where you have a concentration, right? These microgrids are typically for folks out in the provinces, right? And so, that's really the quick news story. That usually I don't report stuff until after they've actually finished. But it is important to know that there is activity engagement still happening. But now, is it enough? That's a question to ask, because we know that the country as a whole needs about 500 megawatts of electricity to function, like 24/7. Haiti has a capacity of about 250 to 400 megawatts. That's if we were at capacity. The reality is we're typically only utilizing 60% of our capacity at any given day. So the country has about 54 megawatts of electricity being coming from the Pelé Dam. But the majority of the rest that we have is fossil fuel driven. The burning of diesel, the burning of high octane oil to provide electricity. Right, not only by the state, right? The state purchases from these actors like E-Power that's doing that, right? And providing E-Power is providing maybe somewhere around 10 to 20 megawatts of electricity. But additionally, a lot of these businesses, utilize generators on their property, very massive generators on their property that also function on diesel to provide electricity, because again, the EDH is so unstable and the voltage and wattage provided is also unstable, right? So, the electricity situation is very much in a place where it needs to improve. Certainly, solar panel is something a lot of people have been saying we need to move forward. We're in the Caribbean. We have sun all the time. Why aren't we investing in solar energy? Well, here's a story. Here's an example of the Haitian government actually doing that, right? So feel free and cite that going forward. And of course, there's analysis. Of course, we've talked about this a lot of times. When you're doing business in Haiti, you have to have, electricity locally placed on your property. You have solar panels. You have to have a very small generator, and batteries and inverter, and so that's all added to the cost of doing business, right? And so, the long term, a lot of people are rooting for a much more tenable situation with electricity, and I'm certainly eyeing and report anything that I can find that has us moving in that direction, because no country can develop without a stable, reliable, and affordable sources of electricity. And at the current state of things, that's not how things are in Haiti. Right? So today in Awesome, I want to shout out a channel I've been following for a long time, Luke and Simon. They're a couple of Americans. One is a Haitian American, the other one is just an American who moved back to Haiti, and their YouTube channel is about documenting their life, and from taking a tap, which is what this video is about, to renting apartments, to just the day-to-day living of themselves and other people in the country. It's a really cool channel. They haven't posted much in a while, but do go check them out. Hit a comment, show them some love, and maybe inspire them to create some new content. I really enjoyed what they're doing out there. So Luke and Simone, hats off, keep it up. Our second and final news story has to do with the food inflation situation that is ongoing in the country. Right, you have a situation right now where we have over the basic food basket. Basic food basket is as much as nine times what an average Haitian is making. As we know the stat, the average Haitian typically is only generating, or able to generate, or able to get, or is living on $2 a day. The food basket right now is sitting at $18. What is the food basket? It includes rice, it includes wheat, flour, it includes corn, beans, sugar, and vegetables. Right, so very staple items from a calorie intake perspective for Haitians. There's some other things that Haitians take quite a bit too, for example, fruit, vegetables, roots, things of that sort. But it's not so easy to track, right? Those things are a lot easier to track and count. By the way, these numbers and statistics are coming from the National Food Security Coordination, which is a Haitian ministry, a Haitian department. So, and that food basket, the stats are pretty stark, right? We have stats that are looking at over a 6-month period. We've seen a 25% increase in food prices. Compared that to the entire year last year, we had 10% increase. Just last month, that basket saw a 5% increase in July alone. When you look at it across different areas, those statistics are for the entire country. When we look at from certain areas in the country, for example, Cap Haitien saw that basket go up as high just last month 10%, JME 7%, and Quadra-Bouquet 7%. Right, and year over year, those same areas have seen as much as 48% increase in that food basket. JME at 4%, Okai sitting at 40%, Fadeneg 40%, and Wadamet about 36%, which is absolutely incredible to see those sort of increases in food prices. Right, it's untenable, it's unsustainable, and it's those living in the margins that are suffering the most because of those food prices, right? And of course, some of the reasons why we've seen those price increases, that most of the food in the country is very import dependent. The international food price for a lot of these staple items have increased anywhere from 7 to 10%, right? So that alone is going to drive your inflation up because the international markets food prices have gone up, right? But additionally, we saw a 2018 drought that really hurt the domestic market. The domestic market, even without the drought, underperforms, and underperforms because it's underinvested, right? Underemphasized by the general Haitian economy and the capital market that's here. So the domestic market is unable to produce what's required, right? And of course, the exchange rate. The exchange rate has taken incredible dive between just a year, losing almost 40% of its value, which is incredible. So all those things have come together to really push that inflation rate up to what we're seeing right now. And again, we've talked about this very recently. The likelihood of food shortages, food scarcity, famine in the country has continued to increase. It's something that a lot of people are looking very closely at, United Nations, and really are trying to do their best to get ahead of, because it's certainly a crisis that's bubbling into the country, right? And I do want to leave it on this note to say that there's incredible opportunity for those who are entrepreneurs who really are looking to make an impact in the country. Because again, charities appreciate it, but charity doesn't provide long-term value to the people, right? But those who can structure their charity perhaps to support local business or go and try to do local business just purely themselves, I think there's incredible opportunity in agriculture, right? Because again, it's so invested, it's so much opportunity in so many different things you could possibly do, and it's so incredibly needed, right? So where you hear problems, right? The more you hear of a problem, right? The more a true entrepreneur here as well, there might be a place for my solution, a market for my solution, and especially if you can do it a way where it's affordable and can be consumed in large by the folks anywhere in the country, it's going to win, right? So that's certainly something to think about. So I want you guys to really, really contemplate and see how you can implement such an idea. So that's it for today, right? If you like what we're doing here Monday to Friday, always hit that comment, hit that subscription, hit that notification, right? As it relates to your comments, I read them, I respond. So go ahead. I'd love to hear your take on both items. Love to hear what you think about the electricity and the fact that the Haitian government is moving towards solar energy, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this very dire food situation that the country has found itself in. So definitely looking forward to reading those and responding, right? And listen, there's more ways to support us too, right? We have Patreon and Square Cash links around here. So if you want to take your appreciation to the next level, that's available to you, right? All right, guys, that's it for today. So we're back at it again. We'll be back at it again.